Hello and welcome to another episode of the Late Winner Show. Today I have my brother over here, 𝗕𝗲𝗃𝗧𝗃, a Manchester United fan. Before we move forward, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our videos and follow us on the social media handles. So I guess we are here to talk about Manchester United. I don't know. I mean, do you think there is a point talking about them right now, or should we talk about United right after Ole gets sacked? Because Brendan Rodgers is probably going to come in, right? So
Yeah, I don't know, like man, the future is very, very bleak right now for United and Solskjaer as well. I know like I was waking up on like really early to watch these games, staying awake sometimes to watch the games, but man, it's not been an ideal start. Definitely not been an ideal start.
I mean, next up you have Watford. What are your thoughts? I mean, do you think Ole should he's be like Red Boys should be able to win that in a comfortable victory?
At this moment of time, I hope so. That's the only explanation or the only answer that I have at the moment because it just doesn't feel like any game that we go into. It feels like yeah, it's probably going to be a loss. But I just really feel yeah, given how Watford have been performing under
Mm,
Ranieri,
Claudia, yeah.
I don't think we will lose that game. I think we can defeat that. Maybe have less pressure on Ole, but I really don't see pressure actually easing up on Ole just because given the next three games that we have against Villarreal, Chelsea, and Arsenal, I can definitely see L in front of all these three games. To be very
So
honest, yes.
which would be the last straw in that case for Ole? Will it be the Villarreal match? Will it be the Chelsea or the Arsenal?
I mean, it depends, right? Glazers don't look like sacking Ole anytime soon. They're pretty happy of all the performances that we've been having. We basically were annihilated. Um
I don't think you should say happy. I think you should say they don't care. That's
Probably,
the
yeah.
right
Like,
way probably to
I don't think they
explain
care. I
Glazer's
don't think they care
mentality.
because it's like Ole just being the good boy in Glazer's eyes, and they're like, yeah, whatever you say, I'm gonna do that. So they don't really have a problem with him, and that's the reason I feel like yeah, he is still at the job. Like man, anybody who was there at the job except Oli, after that Liverpool game, we would have heard you're gone. Like within hours, we would have heard what happened to Nuno. You know right what happened to Nuno. We already spoke him on the podcast as well. Like that game would be an El Sacico, but we already saw that they sacked him right after the game. That's how the football is very, very, very mean at the moment, right? Like they don't look at, oh man, like yeah, this is the right guy for the next 2-3 years and we're going to stick with him. Oh sorry, not five, it's like 5 to 6 years and we're going to stick with him. It doesn't, like, if the results don't go as per the board's way, you're going to get sacked.
So, but now let's talk about a couple of players which I think I've been wanted to talk about with you guys. I think I would say let's say three right now. Firstly, I would like to talk about is Harry Maguire because I think the way he was performing last year compared to this year, it's I think looking at two extremes right now because you saw how influential he was when United were on their winning streak and going on the undefeated run in the away fixtures as well. We saw how influential he was. But what do you think has happened? I mean, after the Euros, since he's come back from the Euros, something has changed. Something has definitely changed in his mindset, which because of the way he's letting the uh, players make the runs, the opposition make the runs, and he's not able to defend at all.
The only answer I have is this. That's the celebration he did after scoring against Andorra, right? Man, I don't know. I really don't have an answer to your question because he. I looked up the stats and I felt like United were good defensively last season, but they were actually not. But it's just that they were, again. That's the thing, right? Because we were able to win so many of the games that these issues were not coming up. We have had probably we broke the record actually, or we ended the streak basically of having, the number of clean sheets that not having the number of clean sheets that we were having. I think it was like 24. I think it touched 22 or 23 after we had a clean sheet against Tottenham. So I really don't know what's happened to him, but it is also saying like all the numbers are actually pointing to the fact that these issues were already there last season as well. Well, we bought Varane. He's not been like he's barely started any games for us. Like I think he started a couple of three games and then he again got injured. He came back against the game against in the game against Atalanta, and then again he got injured midway through the game. So maybe he was the answer to our defense problems. Yes, because the thing is that Harry Maguire, like, how Oli wants to play the game is very high up the pitch, right? But he cannot do that with Harry Maguire up the in the team because his track. He is good at he's good at defending in one-on-one defending. I would say that he's good. It's just that the track backing capability with the pace that he has, it's not possible, right? And if they play a high line, if players like Mo Salah, Mane go past Maguire, it's basically over. It's up to David De Gea to save the day for us.
Yeah.
He cannot help it. So again, yeah, I don't really have an answer to the question like what's gone wrong, but basically what I'm trying to say is all the numbers are pointing towards this same issue for a long, long time since the last season. It's just that again we were winning because of individual brilliant performances, and that's why we finished second. I did mention it. I think you were there in the podcast as well when we were previewing Manchester United. I never said that they were going to win the title, but
Yeah,
I
we were
really
already
expected
expecting
them.
a challenge,
I
a title
I
fight
really
at that
expected
point.
them. I really expected them to have a challenge. At
And
this
that
point of
was,
time, it doesn't even look
and,
like a
and our,
challenge.
as I recall, our preview was before the Ronaldo signing.
Yeah,
So that's another thing. But
yeah.
let's talk about, let's move forward and talk about another signing, which is your beloved Jadon Sancho, because you really expected a lot out of him when he came into the team. And
Great.
I think it's again, like there is 𝗕𝗲𝗏𝗧𝗓. I think this is Ole's pitfall. I think we should say something like that, because I think he buys players and throws them in the pit and doesn't bring them out at all. There's another player, 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏, who has barely started, and I think Sancho is falling down the same trap right now. I think he's not starting any games. You expect a player to get up to the speed. The matches he starts obviously are not. He doesn't have any impact in those matches because he's a very sporadic player right now. He's not starting on he's not in the regular first team player right now. So that is obviously causing him a lot of problems as well, to not being able to get up to the speed with United. What do you think Ole needs to change in that aspect? I mean, do you think if, let's say, Brendan Rodgers comes in, will he be able to change that? Will he be using Sancho on a daily, on a first team basis on a regular time?
As much as I want Ole to get sacked, there's also this thing that I don't want Brendan Rodgers at the club. I'm being very honest. Yes, I think he'll do a good job with this team at least, because the thing is that he knows coaching, right? Oli does not know coaching. I'm repeating myself probably again and again every week with this. Like I was in Oli in for the longest time, even when people were saying like Oli shit and all that stuff. I was in support of him,
You know,
but given with the high profile players that we've got, we expected a lot of the good things to happen. It just feels like, yeah, he doesn't know how to integrate all these new players within the team. uh, if you have a couple of options in that same position, he doesn't know how to use them. He doesn't know how to make the substitutions. He'll wait till the last minute, and I don't know, his abrupt his abrupt substitutions are just crazy. Like I don't know what goes on in his mind and what is he doing on these iPads with Michael Carrick. To be very honest, I don't know what is he doing, because clearly nothing is working. Nothing is working in the last 2 months. It's not nothing is working. Uh, you know we're just getting battered by clubs like Leicester, Liverpool even coming to Old Trafford, battering us 5-0. Never, nobody expected that to happen. Even at the baddest of baddest teams that we've had in the under Jose Mourinho also, like when the season was going bad, we lost 2-0. We lost only 2-0, and that also that second goal came in the last minute. When Allison gave that assist to Mo Salah. So those are like it was horrible, and me and you were watching it together to say that game. It's horrible to see what he's doing to the team, because you have Ronaldo, you have Maguire, you have Varane, you have Sancho, you have Bruno, you have Rashford coming back, who has done splendidly well even after coming back from an injury. I think his performances have definitely been good, but he's not able to figure out what to do with the team, and that's my major concern, and that's why I want Oli out, because I feel like I'm done with this. I cannot watch United keep losing games again and again every weekend that I put on my television. Coming to Brendan Rodgers, is he the correct man to manage United? No, because the same things will happen after a couple of years when he will get them into the top four. But yeah, maybe the United board does not have the objective of winning the title, because their main ambition is getting in the top four, making money, and getting in the Champions League. That's it. They don't care about even if they miss out on the Champions League round of 16 or knockout fixtures. They don't care about it. We would have been 0 points if Ronaldo was not in the team. To be frank, because obviously he's won us all the games.
But
Um,
again, I mean, for me, I mean, the thing is, I would have said that if the play was not revolving around Ronaldo, it would have been revolving around
that too,
Bruno. So
that too. Yes.
Bruno would have gotten you guys the wins at that point,
Yeah.
and that is
No, the
exactly
thing
why
is, so
you've been seeing that these problems have existed for the past year and a half as well,
but we
since
were
the
able to
time
win.
Bruno came in.
Yeah.
But since Bruno's arrival, the play has been revolving so much around it. I mean, he's in a purple patch where his form has just not dropped even now. I think he's still one of the best playmakers which United has right now. So his form is uh, just not gone down in that aspect. So that's why he's giving you those wins, and I
Yeah.
think that's what needs to change, I guess. And I guess like a managerial change is probably the one thing which you guys need at the most at this stage.
I think we do need it, because I feel like we have the squad to definitely challenge again. To challenge, even now we can still challenge. It's not that even if you had sacked after Liverpool, we still would have been in the hunt. I don't think we would have lost against City the way we did. That game was actually worse than Liverpool. Worse. They toyed with us. Manchester City coming to Old Trafford, they didn't score more than 2 goals, but they wanted us to suffer. They basically made us suffer on the game, because we barely had, like, what we had, 4 touches in the opposition of the entire game, which is ridiculous. We are at home. We have the home support. It's a derby, and City basically just toyed with us, like, yeah, yeah, and we know that you cannot play, but we're not going to score. We're going to keep you showing that we can score, but we won't. It was that kind of a game. But yeah, like, man, Brendan Rodgers, I don't feel like, yeah, again, because maybe this is the managerial position. We just need a change. So, and he's the best manager available at the moment. Yes, maybe he will come in, but he's obviously said it in the press conference today that he's not interested in the job. I think he's definitely
Yeah,
refused to comment on that, and refused to say that he's in any hunt of the United position. So that obviously brings back to the question, like, yeah, if is Oli getting sacked this season? We don't even know that. It might be the worst season that United have under since
any manager
post Alex
since
Ferguson era. I think
yeah,
the last that the worst that we finished, I think, was under David Moyes, when we finished seventh that season. So it just feels like there are teams below us who are coming up, and they will catch us at one point of time. I mean, it's inevitable, right? So given how we are performing every week.
yeah. I mean, Ole's appointment itself was very questionable to me since the day he arrived, because I never knew who he was apart from knowing that he was the super sub for United. But other than that, I never really thought that he was the man who would. I mean, I think the one thing which we've talked is that I think he was always considered to be the uh, I think I think what we expected was that he would be the player who he would be the manager who would bridge the gap between the team the winning team and the championship winning team. That's what we always talked about, right? So I think that's where that's where the issue is right now, and I think you probably need a manager like Zidane who needs to come in, and I think Ronaldo is definitely pushing for it. So maybe he needs to make a push for it and actually
Yeah,
convince
I mean,
Glazers right
Zidane's not
now.
gonna come. Zidane's not gonna. He has this communication problem. He doesn't know English, and that's one of the other issues that we're gonna have. If we have, sorry, if Zidane comes in, everything will look like a happy thing for the first 2 3 games, and then after that, it's again going to be the same thing. We are going to have the same issues because Zidane won't be able to communicate properly because it's matter of one game where we lose, and that's it. That's it.
So I mean, in terms of I think I asked you earlier also about Jadon Sancho. The one thing which I wanted to know was where do we stand with him right now? Like I mentioned, like about the Ole pitfall, which I'm talking about. I spoke about that, like where Van de Beek has struggled to to make a presence known that he actually is a player who's actually training really hard. The players are actually pushing for him to come into the squad, but I think the love affair between Fred McTominay and Ole is actually not dying down, and that's why players like Van de Beek are not able to get into the squad now. And right now, again, the lineup has changed, the formation has changed. So I guess it's difficult to justify bringing in Sancho right now because of the way the team is being set up. What do you think? Like, do you think that the formation needs to change, or do you want to keep the two strikers up front right now with Cavani and Ronaldo and see where this goes and at least give it a few more games?
Yeah, formation needs to change. I don't like this back three, to be very honest. It's all crap. Again, he changed it just because he needed more extra protection at the in the defense with based on what happened against Liverpool, right? It's a crap formation. It doesn't suit us. The players that we have in attack, basically they're just sitting on the bench and they're not playing. Rashford cannot play as a striker. No, he's not. Why would you play him as a striker? Then Cavani, that's what I don't get, right? That's what I just mentioned in the earlier part of the podcast, that he doesn't. It's like he's watching some YouTube videos, going in and checking out. Oh, actually, you know what? I can do this. So let's try this in this game. It's something like that. He's not actually applying his coaching skills. Because if I were the coach, I would not. I know Rashford cannot play at the center level, at the center position. Why were you playing him? Play the Cavani and Ronaldo as the center forward every game. Figure it
Yeah,
out. What do you want to do in the back of the at the back of the maybe switch to a diamond or something where you can have these two players on the wing in the name of Rashford and Sancho, and then you can play maybe you can sub Sancho and then bring Greenwood on. Why don't you do that? His obsession with McTominay and Fred. Why is that? Like, they're not contributing anything towards the game, anything in the game. They are not contributing anything. They are not central defensive midfielders. They are good in the attacking wise. Then okay, then bring them. Then play them as an attacking part. You don't have a central defensive midfield, then you don't have it. You change your formation to incorporate these players. You look back at the other teams, man. I can count so many numerous examples in the past as well when Liverpool did not have a defense to boast of. Right now they have, when they were actually challenging for that title until Steven Gerrard slipped. That season, if you remember, they had the firepower. Coutinho, Suarez, Sturridge, all these players were there, right? So what did Brendan Rodgers do? He made sure that when I have these players available to me, I will outscore opponents. Every game at that time was 5-4, 5-3, 6-4. Those are the score lines that they were having. But they were like, okay, I have the superior attack in all of the Premier League, right? So I will outscore opponents. I don't care about the defense. Obviously,
yeah.
that is what that is exactly what caused them the title. But we're not talking about that. We want to win. We do. There is a way that we lose, right? There is a way that we lose matches, and I don't mind
Yeah.
that. I know that we're not there, like challenging, matching, Liverpool and City. I know that, but the way we lose matches is just is crazy. It's crazy.
And so lastly, let's talk about the predictions for the match and the lineup which you think. I mean, what do you think would be the best lineup for the Watford game coming up?
I think he needs to. I really feel he just switches to a 4-3-3.
Oh,
I
that's your
really,
FIFA formation. I don't want a FIFA formation which you are
no,
comfortable with.
it's
I
not my
want a
FIFA
formation.
formation. No, it's not my FIFA formation.
It's your FIFA formation, which I
No,
don't
I
have right
always
now.
play with a 4-2-3-1. I always play with that.
That you've changed now, but you've been traditionally known for your legacy team is for 4-3-3. So
No, but I really feel with the United players that we have, it's a 4-3-3 attack. I think that's definitely that's the formation I would play, man. Central attacking midfielder Bruno is
so
the
you
best
would
in that position. I
so
can
you would
have
probably have
I
Rashford. You would probably have Rashford, Ronaldo, and
Rashford,
Sancho, and in the
Rashford,
forward.
Ronaldo, Sancho, Bruno, Van de Beek, and Pogba, both as the two central midfielders. Green Bruno
But
as a central
wouldn't
attacking midfielder,
but
and then
and you
obviously
would
the
you would you
defensive.
would have Van de Beek as a holding midfielder probably, right? Because you
Yeah, he can do a good job
right.
with that. I think he can do a good job with that.
Okay.
I don't want to see Fred and McTominay in the team anymore. I think you can bring them in as a substitute, but no more of McFred, man. I'm fed up of that partnership. Yeah, but
And in terms of centre backs, obviously, I guess we have Van Bissaka and Shaw. I don't want to talk about those two because they will probably be the wing
those
backs
are
for you
full
guys.
backs. Those are full
Huh?
backs. Those are full
So, yeah,
backs for sure.
full backs. Sorry. Yeah, so you'll probably have them as the full backs, but and centre backs who do you want right now? I mean, with Varane's injury, you have Maguire and Lindelof, or you will have
Lindelof or Bailly, yeah.
both. You still don't care like who plays because both are shit.
I really like Eric Bailly, but it's just that yeah, he sometimes becomes shit. He doesn't.
I guess yeah. And in terms of score lines, what do you think?
Yeah, these Liverpool fans are coming in and saying "Ole on always lol." Come on, man. Like, please have some sympathy. You annihilated us at Liverpool. You're done. You're done with it. Prediction for me would be, I would say 3-1 or 3-0 to United.
So,
Yeah.
three. I think it's gonna be a 1-1. I don't see anything more than that for that match. I I really don't have expectations
Oh,
from
man.
United. I think it's harsh for me to actually start creating expectations for you guys right now. I think it's better to have. I mean, until unless I think it's the same thing. Right now, I wouldn't mind you guys having a 0-0 draw as long as you get a 0-0 draw because I want you guys to get the clean sheets first. I think that is the most important thing for the defensive lineup to coming in to actually get that confidence to get those clean sheets in so that you know okay something is going right now and you need those clean sheets. I think you have only had like a couple of clean sheets so far the whole season.
Yes.
So and I think it's I think high time that you actually fix the defensive lineup first and not focus on the attack. I mean, I think in attack, I think there are ample of chances which you guys can create and actually score those goals.
You know what? I just remembered something, and I'm like, why did I remember this? But last time, when United were in this torrid run or something, in 2014, when Van Gaal was the coach, and Claudio Ranieri was actually managing Leicester at that time, I think, right? And
Yeah.
he came in and actually made that 5-2 comeback. If you guys all remember, I think it was Claudio Ranieri. I don't remember if it wasn't. So
Well,
maybe it was.
we'll put that in the comment section and let our viewers know if you're
But I'm
actually
getting
right or
that
wrong. But
feeling. I'm just getting that feeling that maybe
or
this is the
or
game that
or
Watford score again 5-2.
any of the viewers who are watching right now can confirm and let us know. I mean, we'll definitely like to confirm that. But yeah, I think that thank you Rishabh for joining in and giving your thoughts on your ever favorite and ever beloved United. It was really 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 nice talking about him, and hopefully we have some good news about Ole's sacking and we can actually celebrate maybe that day.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for the pun. I got the pun. Thank you so much.
So thank you to all the viewers for joining in today, and let us know in the comment section what do you think your views are on hashtag Ole in right now. So do let us know. Uh, do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our videos and follow us on the social media handles. Stay tuned for the future videos, guys, and hopefully catch you guys next time as well.